मोदी जी। Now the question number 166, Professor Manoj Kumar Jha. Question number 166. Honorable Mr. Sriman Prakash Joshi ji.
Sir, reply is table of the House, sir.
The first supplementary, Professor Manoj Kumar Jha ji.
Sir, thank you very much. The entire nation wants a supplementary. That's why my Prime Minister and Home Minister is conspicuously missing the House when the nation is agitated.
Honorable Minister.
ये कुछ संबंध नहीं है सर, ये क्वेश्चन फूड डिपार्टमेंट को है, ये क्वेश्चन हमें पूछ रहे हैं सर, ये गलत तरीका है, ये ठीक नहीं है सर, ये बहुत लर्नेड मेंबर है, दिस इज नॉट गुड।
Second supplementary, Shri Kalan. Second supplementary, Shri Kanat.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, sir. I want to know from Honorable Minister, is the proposed amendment based on nutritional considerations? And my second question is, does the amendment affect the government's commitment towards the food security?
Honorable Minister.
रिप्लाई में बहुत स्पष्ट से कहा है कि इससे इसमें कोई कटौती नहीं होगा, देयर विल नॉट बी एनी रिडक्शन, क्योंकि 79 करोड़ पीपल, मोर देन 79 करोड़ पीपल which eligible is 81 crore according to the फूड सिक्योरिटी एक्ट, इससे कोई भी रिडक्शन कोई भी स्टेट का या कोई भी बेनिफिशियरी का नहीं होगा। यह है ओवरऑल इसमें प्री legislative consultation circulated a draft National Food Security Bill 2026 seeking to revise the food grain settlement Antyodaya Anna Yojana household around half of the states and all stakeholders including public.
Then I have to name all of you. You go back. I have to name all of you. No. You go back first. Sailingham, you back. Sailingham, I have to name you first. Don't force me. You read there. Whatever you want to say, from there you can say. Please, Shivaji. Please.
Sir, all the stakeholders, including half of the states, they have given their feedback. And I would like to tell, as per the NFSA coverage, the figure 75% of the household, they are having less than 4 beneficiary. For all of them, we are giving 35 kg, which for a single member, there is a family of around 14% of the single member family, sir. For them also we are giving 35 kg. For 2-member beneficiary, around 19%, like that, 88% are less than 5 or less than 5, sir. So keeping in that, free legislative consultation is going on. Many of them they have given the feedback.
Third supplementary, Dr. Kanala Patidar.
धन्यवाद माननीय सभापति महोदय। मैं आपके माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी से ये पूछना चाहती हूँ कि प्रस्तावित संशोधन राष्ट्रीय खाद्य सुरक्षा अधिनियम 2013 के खाद्य और पोषण सुरक्षा सुनिश्चित करने के उद्देश्य के अनुरूप कैसे है और क्या प्रस्तावित संशोधन लाभार्थियों के बीच अनाज का अधिक समान और समावेशी वितरण सुनिश्चित करता है?
Honorable Minister.
सर, एज आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड, मैंने पहले ही बताया कि ओवरऑल इसको इक्वलाइजेशन करना है, क्योंकि हम अगर 5 लोग हैं तब भी हम 35 केजी देते हैं, एक व्यक्ति है तो भी 35 केजी देते हैं। इसलिए हमने जो अभी किया है, आज ICMR के स्टडी के अनुसार Dietary Guidelines of Indians 2024 issued by the ICMR and National Institute of Nutrition and the finding of the household consumption expenditure survey, ये स्टडी करके हमने प्री लेजिस्लेटिव कंसल्टेशन स्टार्ट किया है। इसके आधार पर इसके फाइनल डिसीजन हम लेने जा रहे हैं और ये फाइनल डिसीजन लेंगे। जो भी हमारे पास फीडबैक आया है, जैसे मैंने ऑलरेडी फीडबैक दिया है, इससे मैं ये बताता हूँ कि सभी लोगों को इक्वली रेशन बांटने का जिम्मेदारी भारत सरकार के है। जैसे मैंने कहा, 81 करोड़ पीपल आर गेटिंग प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना में फ्री सीरियल मिल रहे हैं। दिस इज द वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट फूड सिक्योरिटी प्रोग्राम अंडर द डायनेमिक एंड पॉपुलर लीडरशिप ऑफ द प्राइम मिनिस्टर श्री नरेंद्र मोदी। नोवेयर वर्ल्ड such a huge food security program is going on, sir. So we are time to time. It was actually done 35 kg in 2013 Act. But as far as now it is concerned, for the equal distribution, we are pre-consulting. Before bringing the legislation, we are pre-consulting.
Fourth supplementary, Dr. Bhim Singh ji.
ये अंत्योदय अन्न योजना जैसा महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर प्रश्न है और प्रश्नकर्ता राष्ट्रीय जनता दल विपक्ष है। ये बहुत खेद का विषय है कि प्रश्न करते हैं और वो भाग जाते हैं गरीबों के सवाल पर। बहुत ही अच्छा विषय है। पात्रता मानदंड में परिवर्तन के कारण जिन परिवारों पर प्रतिकूल प्रभाव पड़ने की कोई संभावना है या नहीं, और अगर है तो सरकार ने उसके लिए कोई चिंता की है, खास करके बिहार के बारे में मैं पूछना चाहता हूं।
सर, हमने एज पर द डाइटरी गाइडलाइंस ऑफ इंडियन 2024 इशूड बाय ICMR and National Institute of Nutrition and the findings of household consumption expenditure survey, किसी का भी इसका असर नहीं होगा और कोई प्रतिकूल परिणाम नहीं होगा, ये मैं स्पष्ट रूप से कहना चाहता हूँ।
Now question number 167, Shriman Ratanjit Pratap Narayan Singh ji. 167. Honorable Minister.
Sir, the answer is laid on the table of the House.
The first supplementary, Shriman Ratanjit Pratap Narayan Singh ji.
On empowering cities to fund infrastructure, Honorable Minister, expanding our national infrastructure is absolutely essential to achieve a $5 trillion economy by 2029. While India is experiencing rapid growth, becoming the world's fastest growing economy in 2026, for sustainable long-term growth, we urgently need world-class logistics and industrial corridors in our Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. To resolve this capital bottleneck and reduce central reliance, will the Finance Minister consider establishing a dedicated municipal bond guarantee fund with partial sovereign backing? By introducing this structural financial reform, we can empower capable urban local bodies to independently raise private capital, develop regional infrastructure hubs, and accelerate our overall national economic growth.
Honorable Minister.
This is a very interesting question, sir. As it is, the 16th Finance Commission has taken both municipalities and also the urban local municipal bodies and the panchayats into their calculation, and the allocation made for the urban local bodies and the municipalities is far higher than ever before. That is one major empowering of the municipal bodies. Other than that, the central government is also giving a 50-year interest-free loan to the states. We call it a loan, eventually it will be only a grant, through which asset creation at the municipal levels is also possible. And many states are doing exemplary asset creation at the municipal and also the Tier 2 and Tier 3 on the specific point of municipal bonds and creating a fund for supporting the sovereign. There are several capacity-related issues for the municipal bodies to get into the bond market. We've had some success in the examples of Surat and many other indoor cities like that. But municipal capacity, the human capacity to be able to catch up with these things are simultaneously being worked upon. So once we think we have reached a stage, there can be very many proposals which can be considered, but at the moment there is no provision for a fund to support this.
Second supplementary, Dr. Ajit Madhavrao Kopchade ji.
धन्यवाद सभापति महोदय, माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के दूरदर्शी नेतृत्व में भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था को नई ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचाने के लिए सरकार द्वारा किए जा रहे प्रयासों की मैं सराहना करता हूं। मैं माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी से यह प्रश्न पूछना चाहता हूं कि क्या माननीय वित्त मंत्री महोदय यह स्पष्ट करेंगे कि $5 ट्रिलियन अर्थव्यवस्था का लक्ष्य विकसित भारत 2047 की दिशा में केवल एक आर्थिक पड़ाव है, या इसके लिए सरकार ने निवेश, रोजगार, नवाचार, विनिर्माण और निर्यात को एकीकृत करने वाली कोई समग्र राष्ट्रीय कार्य योजना भी तैयार की है क्या?
Sir, the honourable member has raised the specific point of whether the government has got a comprehensive program or scheme through which innovation, investment and many other that he named can all be given an impetus so that this $5 trillion economy does not become one destination but towards the longer growth story of India. Are we taking initiatives? There are several initiatives which are actually a part of this written answer that we've given, not just from the government but also through ease of doing business, the regulators coming into the play so that everything becomes easier for investors. Also for innovation, we are supportive of the startups in such a way that when they want to register a patent, it doesn't take too long, and the patent which is registered can also be quickly commercialized. Other than this, there are several such programs through various departments, like the PLIs that we give, which is an extremely good success story in not just getting one particular industry to manufacture, but to bring the entire ecosystem itself is paying off very well for the economy to be buoyant.
Third supplementary, Shriman Pramod Bora ji.
Honorable Chairman sir, with your permission, I want to ask Madam Finance Minister, in view of the government's objective of making India a US dollar 5 trillion economy by the financial year 2028-29. Will the Honorable Minister be pleased to state how the farmers of the country are expected to benefit from the achievement of this objective in terms of increase of farmers' income in real terms? Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Sir, actually, as regards farmers, I am very glad to say because of the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, we are maximizing on the procurement of every listed 22 items of the cereals and pulses. There is a great emphasis given for Dalhan and Kohan, through which farmers who are growing difficult based crops are also able to earn very good value. The move towards getting ethanol from sugarcane and from maize has also added to the income of the farmers. The direct transfer of 6,000 rupees to the accounts of the farmers so that they can take care of any input cost additions or any emergency in the household has also given them additional income. Moreover, the Kisan Credit Card is now extended even for animal husbandry and for fisheries. So people who are growing fish in backyard ponds or keeping cattle are also given assistance through the KCC, and a concessional loan is provided to them. Even more, not just animal husbandry and fisheries, keeping goats or pigs, keeping piggery also is given, and that has made a lot of difference for the Northeast in particular. And these kind of steps have ensured that farmers are able to get better value for their produce. More importantly, sir, farmers are using solar pumps through which they've saved on electricity cost, and as it is, because of solar pumps, they are able to produce much more than what they require. So they upload it to the grid and they're getting paid for each of the megawatt that they're producing. So farmers are becoming Urja Data for the country also. So there are very many such steps through which farmers are able to benefit by the Viksit Bharat